Okay, Gemini, you're bringing up the rear for the readings here. You were the last in this series for July and August, the spirituality side of things. First, I want to mention if you are looking for one-on-one readings and lives and energy, sending out energy and whatnot, Reiki stuff. If you're interested in that, there's a Facebook page I opened up. Go in there and follow and wait for me. I'll go in there in the fall if I have followers. If I don't, I'll just pass it by and we'll continue where we're going here with these readings. So if you're interested in more one-on-one, that's the place to go. Go in there, follow, and I will meet up with you in the future. If not, here we go. Here's your reading. The first card that we have for you, Gemini, from the Gaia deck is the Two of Water. That can be about apologies, sorries, I'm sorry. We could be forgiving a lover, or we could just be in a very intimate, close relationship with someone here. This is past energy. So the sense here is, they gave me the word mind meld. Does that mean something to you? It's not my word, but yeah, I've heard it. It's like being so in sync with someone mentally that you almost don't even have to say a word. I feel this. And again, it's part of our past. We'll see where we are here in the present. We'll move into the present moment here still with the Gaia deck. The next card we have is the 5, 6, 7 of water. Ooh, we are in our emotions here. Give me a moment here. I feel like we are taking time to check in with our spiritual selves. Usually I see these fish as spirit guides that are helping us. So we may have up to 3 that are influencing our sphere at this time. I feel like we're trying to tune into our clairvoyant abilities. We may be having clairvoyant stuff come through our consciousness here. And we are tuning into that, listening to that. We may be slowing our life right down in order to focus on that, whether it's in meditation or just simply taking the time to absorb what we are getting in the moment. So we're just having, what did I have? It was Virgo. I was telling them they got to be in the moment. Gemini's in the moment is what I'm getting here. We are absorbing everything in a spiritual way. So very intimately based here is what I'm getting. We're trying to tune in. That's what they said. Tune into this inside. Okay, as we go to the future here, what's the Gaia card? Oh, wow. Love. Woo. Okay, so, wowzers, Gemini. We may be tuning into gut instincts about a love direction. Okay, we'll start there. So we got 3 cards laid. And really, from the beginning here, it's like, in our past, either we had a connection with someone or we know what we want. We had a connection and lost it, and now we know what we want as we go forward. Something in this way where we're reattuning. We're remembering a connection we did have with someone, but I don't feel that person's here now for some reason. But I do feel us tuning into that, and it's making us happy. Like we may have memories of being so closely connected with someone again. Like the need to talk is not even there. It's the type of scenario where you're with someone and you could sit in silence and just pick up on their vibe, and you don't have to say, you don't have to talk, you don't have to, it's almost like you know what each other's thinking. But you may not be telepathic. It's that deep of a connection. Okay. As we move into the 7 here, they want me to go over that again when in line with that love card. Is tuning into the love vibration is what I get. But I feel like we're alone. Like we're looking for it. But we're not desperately looking for it. We're not unhappily looking for it. We're just resonating and remembering times when things were good and great and groovy. And again, I don't know if it's a lost love or, it's kind of like, I wonder what this person's doing. It's kind of like that. Where are they now? What if I contacted them now? And we're really in a groovy energy with all of that frequency that's washing over us. And in the future, the love here, Again, do we have enough self-love to go forward? Let's find out as we get into the second row here with the Isis cards. On top of the Two of Water, which can symbolize a deep, loving connection with someone mentally, physically. It's all there. We're connected. Again, I feel like this is memories of someone like that we had in our life, but it was just a little taste and then they were off. So this is very heavy. It's the first energy. On top of that, we get healing the divine masculine. Osiris rises. Okay. We may have, okay, there's a few scenarios splitting here. We may have a scenario where someone from our past we remember with great fondness in an intimate, close-knit way. We may have broke up with that person or not dealing with them at the present, but wondering if they have evolved. That's one scenario that's hitting me. Another scenario is we are single, looking for that perfect partner that encompasses all of the memories that we had in the past, not necessarily of those certain people, but of a partner in the future. And the sense is, if you're that person, if you're that Gemini thinking, I want it to be like what I had from this person in this way and that person in that way. It's like we're making a checklist of all the things that we want. I feel like the universe is saying, yes, keep making that list and we will supply. But so far what we've got here, there's some healing on the other side of you. So if you're feminine looking for a masculine, we may have something in line here, a contract, but that masculine may not be completely ready for the relationship that we want to have with them. And this could also be for someone of our past that is not quite done their healing. So this might be someone who is, like acquaintance from the past that will come back in a different form. But again, at this point right now, we're not in alignment because we want something from that partner that they can't give at this time because they're not healed. And that's masculine energy that's unhealed here. But there is a strong feminine force, and it may even be that person's spirit guide. Again, whether they believe in that or not, it will be helping them form thought processes in order to go in the right way. And that is very highly charged at this time. So, wow, okay, that was a mouthful. There is a divine masculine of our past that is in transition to our future. And for some of the Geminis, this is the one that we're wanting to reconnect with. Okay. Did I get that all off? Okay, Gemini. The next card, right? The 7, 5, 6, 7 of water. Again, very much tuning in. I feel a very meditative, groovy energy where we're just tapping in. We're our life is slowed down to a degree. We can absorb the moment, and we are doing so by tapping into our inner selves and really embellishing in that way. And so much so that it's creating a field where we are thinking about a future lover and constructing that energetically in order to manifest, that partner in the future. And I do feel, this is all highly guided and it's all along the way. But again, this masculine's not ready. Now, the Isis card on top of that. Stay true and be in your power, Osiris, Isis, and Lord and Lady of the Divine Authority. Okay. I feel like if we're a divine feminine, which is what I'm picking up, looking for a divine masculine, I feel like they're not necessarily seeking, but they are really trying to resonate in what they truly want, so that when it comes to them, they'll know it, they'll recognize it. This is what I feel like the Gemini feminine is doing. I feel like for a masculine, if you are in this state where you're single, we're thinking about someone of our past and wondering if they're single as well. This could be. And again, stay true to who you are. That is the very core here. Okay, the person of our past that we are, this masculine, who's a person of our past that we are so, our mind is so absorbing all of that, creating scenarios. We're daydreaming about this person. That is not just a flight of fancy. It is something that could do us real for our highest good. It's kind of thing. That's why we know in our soul that this person could do us good. We could have a really deep, loving relationship with this person. And not only that, we saw that potential back then, but we didn't realize the worth there at that time. We may have been immature. It may have been we're just too young, but whatever. We just didn't see it for its worth. Now that we've been through life a little bit here, we understand, you know what? That was more worthy than I gave credit for. That was worth a lot more than I even realized at the time. But I'm realizing it now and feeling it now and yearning for it is the sense that I get. The masculine is really yearning for it. The feminine is a little more relaxed and just enjoying the moment away from things. So staying true for both masculine and feminine, being in your will bring your power to front here. Staying true to who you are. Don't go out of your comfort zone here too far. Okay, as we go into the future, again, that's that present. Stay true and be in your power. As we move into the future, on top of the love card, we get the Temple of Lapis Lazuli. Goddess of ancient skies. Again, this always makes me feel like a good-hearted friend that has our back, that we can trust. And it's, there's loyalty, there's dignity, there's trust, there's respect. All of it is here. So I feel like if we're thinking of someone from our past, it might have been a friendship we had that just was very highly prized. But again, we didn't understand the worth because we hadn't gone through life enough to understand where it sat for us. But it sat way higher than we gave it credit for, is the sense that I'm getting. Now, the Temple of Lapis Lazuli, I feel like we're looking for a partner we can love that we can also be a friend with. Now, I don't know if this is something we've had experience in the past that we had let go because they weren't a friend. They were just, a partner, and there was something missing. And it was that camaraderie. It was that backing. Like, you got my back, I got your back. It was dog eat dog is the sense I get. I'm for me and you're for yourself, and we're opponents, but we're partners. Like, this is kind of what I'm getting. So that's a case that's sad. And yeah, you should grow out of that. And grow into something of this way, which is we want to be friends. We want to know. And I feel like there's if there's not a particular person in our past that carries this, there's an idea of how this is carried that we got from our past. Okay, let's get into the third row here as we talk to the healing of the Divine Masculine. If you are a Divine Masculine Gemini, you may need to go through a healing session here with the self. I feel like that's very intrinsic within you. I think that's part of your path right now. You are taking moments to heal, to understand the self, the emotions, all of that. So that is a good thing. If you're feminine, it's almost like we're in waiting for our partner to advance. And there's a certain part of our soul that understands and knows this. Okay, so we're just taking it easy, waiting on some spiritual advancement from a masculine partner. Somewhere we know this. And it could be through our guides, just saying, take it easy, work on the self, and things will come together. On top of the healing of the Divine Masculine, the cat card that we get is the Ten of Wands. This is the same scenario for one other reading. I can't remember which now, but nonetheless, that kind of, it's a different Ten of Wands. It's not the burden card that we usually get. It's like we go down here and we're surprised to find all these gems. Give me a moment to relate this to your scenario. The sense here is we may have had to go through, like starter marriage. You get married and you think it's going to be forever, but it turns out like it wasn't meant to be, but you had to go through that in order to get the one that is really meant to be. This is kind of what I get. They call it a starter marriage. It's that kind of a feeling. It's like we really had to go through this up and down in this relationship and grow and learn with this person. So they were meant to be a part of our life, but maybe not forever. And now that we're out of it, we have to understand that there are little gems here having to do with learning what I learned there and being thankful for that learning and moving forward to something different and being thankful I can do that. This kind of thing, that I'm not locked into something. I'm free to go. I get that as a gift, because sometimes you have to go through some healing before you truly feel the freedom of that. Whether you were oppressed or repressed or whatever the scenario, there's always a sense of wanting something that's needing to go. But after a certain amount of time, you understand the worth of why it happened. So that's that 10 of Wands card. It's like, surprise, there's little gems everywhere. And we're starting, as we heal, we understand those better parts. Like, oh yeah, I gained this lesson from that partner. I gained this, I learned how to do this with that partner, and they learned how to do that. It's seeing things from the bigger picture. So again, that's our past. Now, as we move into the present, again, the energy of being in the moment. We may be doing a lot of meditation. We may be doing a lot of spiritual, internal looky-looing, going in there and what's going on? What am I feeling? How do I feel about this? But I do feel a pause point in our life, and I feel like the feminine is really in the moment. The masculine is really, I feel like we're wanting something, but we're not going forward to get it, but we're trying to be prepared to go forward to get it. And we just don't know if that's really where we want to be. That's what I'm getting. Okay, now, stay true and be in your power. This will help you move forward quickly. The cat card on top of there is the 6 of Wands, which speaks to victory, like an award here. And the reward can be staying true to thyself. Whether it's just, I'm going to stay here because I don't feel like I need to go outward. For the masculine, I feel like they're really dreaming and trying to manifest and really psyching their mental mindscape out to feel out, okay, when I had this relationship, how did I feel? Did that partner make me feel good or did they not? And somewhere along the line, we came across something that did make us feel good, that did. And that's what we're expanding on. That's a victory for you in the moment, is to think of the good things rather than the bad. And maybe that's the problem here. We're healing through a destructive relationship and focusing now on the better part of things, and the future is helping us in some kind of way. So as we move into the future, the love and the friendship, which is really good, we want a love that we can be friends with, and maybe we didn't have that in the past, or at least not in the most recent past partner. The friendship wasn't there on a level where we felt like they got our back and we got theirs. That kind of thing. I feel like someone dropped the ball here. So the Temple of Lapis Lazuli is again, Lazuli, is that friendship feeling of the depth and the warmth and the, the trust. I feel like we just didn't trust our partner, and we didn't respect them either, and they didn't respect us. It was a mutual thing. Like, just, it didn't work out that way. Now, we're working into a better scenario. The 5 of Swords. I feel like we're going to have more challenges having to do with a partner. Now, whether that's lessons that we learned in the past that we ourselves are going to be challenged to change, or if that's a direct correlation to a person that's coming in our field is going to challenge us in this kind of way, like a new person. Yeah, 5 is about strife. It's not going to be easy. Right now, though, I feel a great grace and like a peace that I just can't get over. And I'm like, well, with that kind of energy, why can't they end up successful? And I don't know, maybe there's like translation problems happen when you bring a partner in. Maybe we think we're ready for love, but we're truly not. I don't know. It's something along these lines. Let's get into the Dragon card and shut things down. So we end on the 5 of Swords, and that's where you end up, is having a struggle and strife, having to do with finding love or dealing with love, or maybe dealing with a partnership at this point. There's going to be struggle and more strife coming in the future. Though we feel victorious now, there's going to be a challenge coming up here. So the dragon card that we have for you, Gemini, the last of the series. The gold and silver violet flame dragon. Transmute the old around you with wisdom and grace. It's time for transmutation, magic, and healing. Offer service under grace. I did say grace a few times here. And I feel like that's in a present moment. I feel like we could be very open to wisdom around us at this moment because we don't have any outside influences. I do feel the Gemini is in a single mode. I feel like for the most part we are. And if we're not, there's going to be chaos until we get to that point, because I feel like we need to be at a still point here in order to process properly where we want to be. And if we have someone in our field, for the most part, I do feel, Gemini, it's not the right person. I don't want to tell you that, but I mean, I'm just a reading, right? But there's something here in your gut will tell you where you are and where you're supposed to be. And if you listen to that, you will gain victory in the moment. And it will not prevent obstacles from coming in the future, but it will create a more grounded scenario where we can't be pushed off our decision so easily. Okay, wow. Okay, mouthful. Gemini, your surrender card. Surrender the habit of people pleasing. Oh, wow. Speak your needs and be true to yourself. Where did it say that? Stay true and be in your power. Right down the center, baby. This is it. This is right here, right now. You're dealing with this energy. What's causing problems is you're trying to please everybody and you can't all the time. Speak your needs, be true to yourself. Focus on your own happiness instead of always trying to make everyone else happy. Yeah, it's a hard one when you're wrapped up in that. Your family taught you that way, you learn that way through other people doing that, and you figure it's the right thing to do. And for the most part, it is. But when it comes to your own happiness, there's nobody else that is the pro here. You're the pro of your own life. Nobody else is. So you should be making the decisions. If you don't know how to make the decisions, then yes, you need to sit and go inside and meditate more until you find out what you want. I do feel that Gemini knows particularly what they want, like characteristics or how they want their partner to be, like a friend. I feel like that means more. That's very paramount here in the energy. It's like, I want a friend first. And then, because somehow here we went down a road and maybe we weren't friends enough. We weren't, but yet we understand what this means. We had something like this in the past and we want to connect like that again in the future. Either with that person or with a different person in that same way. We want that for our future. Again, there's struggle having to come to this, and people pleasing is part of that struggle. So if we can just learn to make ourselves happy and stress less about how other people aren't, we'll slowly break into that new friendship in the future, is the sense I get. The violet flame, the violet is the highest frequency of the color spectrum. That we get that rainbow. That's the highest, or that's what they say anyway. And gold, whenever I deal with gold in the spiritual realm, that's kind of like a special upgrade. It's like gold is extra protection. It's extra, extra, extra. So it's kind of above the purple, violet. So the sense here is, we need to protect from those people that are that we are trying to people please in a way. I'm trying not to isolate you from these people, but at the same time, we need to remove ourselves enough to understand they're in charge of their own happiness. We're in charge of our own happiness. They shouldn't be putting the burden upon us to make them happy. We got to make ourselves happy on our own. And then we go out and make other people happy. This is the order it should go in. Me first, and then we go and please other people, right? And if somebody's asking you to realign that, you got to look into that more. Because I feel like there's a direct person here that is getting in our way of us prioritizing the right things. They're going, oh no, do this way. And they're going, and Capricorn, I was going to say, the Gemini is learning the lessons differently. Somebody else has it backwards, and they're trying to put that upon us, and we're starting down the road to figure out what pleases us, and that's just a good thing, and I'll leave it there. Surrender the habit of people pleasing. That will also help you. And there's a gold and silver violet flame dragon that will transmute old energy around you and help you with your wisdom and grace as you move forward, pleasing the self. And you offer service under grace, and you will be fine. Transmutation, magic, and healing is there for the taking. You're last in line here, but, not least in the energy form here. Even though we may have a mindset where we don't quite believe in things in that way, your life is in change mode. So that's a good thing. And as long as we come from heart and go outward from an overflow of it, not a deficit, we will be in the right way. And the struggles will become less because we will understand that it is me I have to please, not everybody else. Because chasing that dragon, you get nowhere. You never get the ride, the dragon, when you're chasing that. That pleasing everybody, it never sits right. Never sits right. So anyway, Gemini, you're the last of the series. Thanks for coming in. Take care, have fun, and be kind, and have a good July and August, and we'll see you soon.